Welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe. I'm just washing my car, bring it in. It's going into storage, so I need to get all the dust off it and just get it nice and clean and keep it in the garage so it's ready to go in. I'm working quickly. It's all been washed, and I'm going to use the old Betsy, and this is my last bottle, my last 300ml or whatever how many it's left of the Turtle Wax Drying and Shine Rinse Wax. I think you can still get this stuff, but I think it's been discontinued. I've got no idea why, because it's bloody good. It's really strong. So some of the Turtle Wax products that I keep out on the shelf and use this Seal and Shine, because I think it's a really good spray sealant. It's just nice and waxy, but it's very concentrated, very durable. And I put it on this car when I did the Geon primer, probably at the start of winter at some point. Interestingly enough, I used this the other day. This is an acrylic with graphene in it. This stuff isn't hydrophobic. Acrylic doesn't tend to be. It's not a beader. And this is a beader. So if we have a look at the car anyway, I've got my little P55 out here. You can kind of see it's very flat, isn't it? Very flat. You might think that means there's no protection on there, or the protection is stripped. Not really. I think it's that top layer of acrylic just doesn't bead. So that's going to be, it's lovely to use, but I want, if it's beading, I know it's going to be easy to dry. You can see that bit going a bit more. So there's something on there. But anyway, in my pocket I've got that. Let's put that in my pocket. It's a bad way to do it, really. But let's show you this stuff. You've probably seen it already before. It's probably the fastest bonding kind of one. It's really concentrated. You do have to be careful with it. So let's just make sure it's working. Yeah, just spray over that panel. You can see where it wets it all out. And then straight away, just rinse that off. Really good. This is where you've just got a bit of overspray up here. So now I've got that kind of hydrophobic layer. So if we just spritz over there, we know actually if you've got the standing water on the panel, it won't be quite as potent. The only thing you've got to worry about with this is not leaving it on the panel. And be careful in really heavy sunlight, because if this was sunlight and I've put spray there, it could have already dried before I've rinsed it. It's faster over there, there's less water. Yeah. It's a bit like the Geon wet coat. The less water, the less standing water you've got, the easier this can get to your paintwork. So a lot of it's going in the air. So we'll just work a little bit quicker. This is all going to get towel dried in as well. It's just misting. It's a nice trigger head on this as well. You've got to get that white liquid off the car. That is the key. If you don't rinse it properly, see where it's sat, it's bonded. To the other side where it hasn't sat, I've got to go and do that. There, all that whiteness, that's what you got. If you don't get that off, you'll have streaking. So we'll be fine there. So that's that side done. Take this round to the back. You know, and the good thing about this is I'm going to try and do a couple of cars today. So I don't have like half an hour to wax it or polish it or whatever. So this is ideal. Just literally just do it before before you dry. Wind is a bit of a problem actually. Let's go airborne. This is quite a lot of product, but I'm not going to have any streaking. Don't you worry. That goes all along here, because it's nice and cool. It's plenty. Look at the feeding. Yes, I used a lot there on that bonnet. On that boot lid. I always say that. Look at it. Very good. Let's pick it up and go around the other side. I mean, there's loads of products like this on the market, but this cost me £3.50, this bottle, and there's nothing about it that I don't really like. It came second in my spray and rinse. You could argue at £3.50 it probably should have won, but Wet Coat has the tech. It's not kind of wax and siloxane, it's something different. I've done that, I've done this bit, yeah. So let's just rinse this side. Be very concentrated. I didn't do that bit, I think I missed that bit. That's it. Make sure you get it all off. Let's just do that bit before I forget. There we go. Look at that. It's really beady. If you put it on with just, if you don't have a film of water over your car and it's just a little bit wet, that's when it works best and it bonds. That film of water, it's got to go through that to get to the paint. That's it. Be careful when you're rinsing up because you can get it back on the panels you already rinsed. Be very careful. Just going to come back round because I might flick some. Yeah, there is those little white bits. Got to be really careful. Make sure you get it all off. Better over there than that side. That side's slower. That side's mega rapid. So I could, where is it? Oh God. So I could just put a little bit more. Get the zing. That's better. There we go. Very good. So these spray and rinse products, guys, are pretty damn good, aren't they? They make a lot of sense, really. They make a hell of a lot of sense when you don't want to mess around. Don't get me wrong, summer's coming, so like getting the car in, getting the machine polisher out, buffing and going right to the edge with your sealant and putting it all round probably gives you better results long term, but for a quick top up, superb. Let's just grab our little drying towel. This is, you've seen these demos. I've done them millions of times, but you just plonk it on there and kind of, it's all nice and slick. That's it, really. Something there, a bit of grease or something. But it's so easy to dry. So easy. It's like it's all slidey, the towel. And it's just, you know, you're not buffing hard on the paint. It's just so easy. Just so easy. And this is a black car. And you can see I've put quite a lot on. And some of you, let me just go back over here. Some of you in the comments have been like, telling me that you've used this. And you've made like a streaking mess on the surface of your car. And I just sort of think, how? What are you doing? What are you doing to make that mess? Don't get me wrong, like when I get the car in, you know, I still probably need to get bits of water off of the car and stuff like that. Give it a final wipe down, you know, blow things out. But you go round and you towel it off and you should have a nice clear finish. You know, you can go right in. That's cloud reflection. It can't, it's struggling to focus, but there's no streaks on that at all. So, you know, the people in the comments, I've used this, it's made a mess of my car. You had to adjust your comment and say, I've misused this, it's made a mess of my car. Because if you use it properly, you'll be absolutely fine. So that is a real cracker. I don't know what they've replaced it with, or if it has gone, because you can still buy it somewhere. I'll try and find, as always, try and find a link for it. You can still buy it. And it's just a phenomenal product. Just really good. Yeah. I'm repeating myself, but like, it won't be £3.50 because they were doing some deal. But like, it's, you know, when you see products being sold like that for £3.50 that are really strong, they're not like watered down, they're actually potent and they're nice to use. And you think, oh, bloody hell. You know, go and buy loads of it whenever something's good and cheap at the same time, because that doesn't happen very often. Stay tuned for the Forensics Detailing channel. We're moving on with the citrus stuff this week, guys. I will be making some progress. My aim is, I've started doing all the comparisons of prices per X amount, and then I'll do concentration marking. In fact, I've done all that. I've got all that written down. Then I'll do the dirt simulator testing first. And I'll do 2 rounds of that, 5% PIR, and then use a recommended ratio. So we do a benchmark, same concentrations across the board, so we get pound for pound power, and then realistic power when you use it as intended. So we get both then, which is good. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that. Very cool lineup, and it should be a good video. So that's kind of what we do. In the meantime, I shouldn't be sitting here talking because that needs to be dried. Adios, guys.